I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Now at 11, kidnapped and killed, the woman's boyfriend of over a decade now faces a murder charge. Her family weighs in on what might have led to the tragedy.
Their relationship seemed perfect. You know, I never really seen them argue, like when we had family functions and things like that. When they came around, they was always happy. They both were always happy.
This is the story of Andreae Lloyd, age 27, a pregnant mother of two who was kidnapped, tortured and murdered by her boyfriend Xavier Johnson. Andreae was on the verge of leaving Xavier for good at that point in life, but Xavier won't let this happen. Instead, he decided to brutally murder her. It was a shock to the family and friends of Andreae because they had lived together for over a decade and no one had suspected any problems in the relationship. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories.
A young mother is attacked, abducted, and murdered by a man family members say was her longtime boyfriend.
Based on this case, we will be traveling to the south of Florida, Miami-Dade County, the city with the third largest skyline in the U.S. with over 300 high-rises. Miami's main tourist area is the Miami Beach area, with its lovely soft sand beaches, Art Deco buildings, and vibrant atmosphere. Andreae Lloyd, affectionately known as Dree, was born in Miami, Florida, on December 13, 1993. Andreae, aged 27, was a mother of two and was currently pregnant at the time of this incident. Andreae was a beautiful, intelligent, and loving mother, daughter, sister, and friend. She was true to her family as she could always be counted on. Her drive to succeed and work ethic was above reproach. She received her education in the Miami-Dade County school system, Laura Sanders Elementary School, Campbell Drive Middle School, Homestead Senior High School, and received her diploma at Mavericks High School. Andreae was career-driven from the start. She worked in retail for a short time before realizing her true passion for taking care of others. She became a caregiver at Sunrise Community for 3 years before being promoted to residential program director. She lived in Homestead, Florida, where she dated a young man called Xavier Johnson. They had been together for 11 years prior to the incident that occurred. They had 2 kids together and they known to be a happy couple by friends and family.
Oh!
Read it. I don't even know what the top say.
Oh.
Can you read it out loud, please?
No, I ain't gonna read it out loud. Oh, I spoiled it. Where the money at?
They already came prepacked. Ain't no money gonna be, you know.
So you didn't do this?
No. I ordered it.
Okay. I open
Sight.
sight. I want to open taste. Can I open taste?
Can you go?
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Can I see the box? Like,
I should have put on my clothes.
Baby. Baby.
Same thing. You could beef if you want.
Why can't people
You
do
can
it?
sleep if you want to.
Babe.
Yeah, money is money.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Things were going nice for a very long time until Xavier became controlling and dominating. She tried to work things out with him, but he would not change. She did her best, but finally it was time to move on. On Tuesday, December 8, 2021 around midnight, a man knocked on the door of a South Miami-Dade County home where Andreae worked taking care of people with mental disabilities. She answered the door and surveillance video shows a man pulling her from the home and beating her before taking her to her white Honda Civic and driving away. It was reported to the police and she was declared missing.
On to a developing story out of Southwest Miami-Dade where police say a woman is still missing after being abducted from her job this morning. 27-year-old Andreae Lloyd works as a caretaker at a home.
That's where she was when we're told she opened the door to a man who beat her and dragged her into his car against her will.
Miami-Dade police confirming something did in fact go drastically wrong overnight. They say surveillance video revealed a disturbing scene after a man showed up at Andrea's job just after midnight.
We are continuing to use all of our resources to be able to find Andreae.
Into the evening, 7 Skyforce above as daylight turns to night, and the dire search for 27-year-old Andreae Lloyd continues.
Overnight while you were sleeping, Miami-Dade police charged a man for abducting and killing a Southwest Miami-Dade woman. This is a look at that suspect, 32-year-old Xavier Johnson. Police making the arrest after finding the suspect near where human remains were discovered.
On Wednesday, family members reported they spotted Johnson in a heavily wooded area near the Homestead Speedway, and they called the cops immediately to come see what he was doing in the woods, which paid off.
Family member called us. We responded immediately. We observed the boyfriend and we have detained him. One of our canines alerted to an area, a heavily wooded area.
Police say a cadaver dog also alerted them to something not too far from where the boyfriend was seen. Overcome with emotion, Andrea's family wait in angst for any word about where she is. Police tell 7 News Andreae was beaten and then abducted while she was working as a caretaker at a home near Southwest 285th Terrace and 137th Avenue around 12:30 Tuesday morning. Detectives say whoever did this dragged and forced her into her white Honda Civic with Florida plates Y650DL.
It had to take 2 people. Somebody take one person now, and drop them off because they took her car with her.
Families say Andreae is a mother and just a few weeks pregnant with her 3rd baby. They're anxious for answers and holding on to hope that Andreae and her unborn baby are found soon.
You know, I think she's alive. Probably tied up or something like that. That's what I'm thinking.
Xavier was taken to the Miami-Dade Police Department headquarters for questioning while authorities continued to search the wooded area, where the human remains were ultimately discovered. A cadaver dog alerted to something in the heavily wooded area, but investigators initially had trouble accessing it. It was later confirmed that human remains were found, which a medical examiner later determined were those of Andreae. Xavier Johnson finally confessed to the kidnapping and murder of Andreae.
Right now at noon, authorities arresting a man who they say confessed to kidnapping and killing his pregnant girlfriend. We were there as 32-year-old Xavier Johnson was walked into jail shortly after midnight. Police say Andreae Lloyd was abducted as she was working at a Southwest Miami-Dade group home.
And human remains were found sadly on Wednesday, but they have yet to be identified. Johnson now facing a judge, and local 10's Annalise Garcia is live in Doral with more on this one for us. Annalise.
Yeah, Janice, Christie, today Johnson did appear in front of a judge, and that judge did find probable cause, and now he's being held no bond.
Mr. Johnson, good morning.
33-year-old Xavier Johnson stood before a judge Thursday morning. The judge addressed the disturbing allegations against him.
Morning. Sir, you were arrested for 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of kidnapping, and 1 count of armed burglary with an assault or battery.
Johnson, arrested in connection to the disappearance of 27-year-old Andreae Lloyd, spoke in court about possibly acquiring a private attorney.
Do you have an attorney?
Yes.
Who's your
I don't have
attorney?
one yet, but I'm gonna get one.
The assets you own, the property owner, what, jet skis, and what else?
The value of my jet skis is $16,000.
Family tells us Johnson was the boyfriend of Lloyd and father of her 2 children. Lloyd also 6 months pregnant with her 3rd child.
He now faces several charges, including first-degree murder, kidnapping and armed burglary. Appearing before a judge Thursday afternoon to take custody of the 2 children, Arnold Lloyd, Andrea's father appeared exhausted and grief-stricken. Andreae was 6 weeks pregnant at the time of her murder. Her 2 children are ages 1 and 5. Police have not disclosed how Andreae was killed or a motive behind the murder. Xavier is being held in jail without bond. Family members said they're glad Johnson was arrested so quickly, even if it won't bring back Lloyd. Andreae Lloyd has an idea of why Johnson would want to kill his daughter.
So now we know that Johnson is being held without bond on all 3 of those major charges. As for why this happened, Lloyd's father says the 3rd child, the one that she is pregnant with, was not Johnson's, and that she was planning on breaking up with him, so that is his best guess as to why this happened to his daughter.
An official motive for the crime has not been released by police. Family and friends remembered her by going to the scene where she was found to release balloons in her memory.
Mother who lost her life is being honored on what would have been her 28th birthday. Andreae Lloyd was pregnant with her 3rd child when she was brutally murdered. Local 10's Janine Stan with us live now in Homestead with how loved ones are remembering her tonight. Janine.
And Calvin, right now we are along Southwest 328th Street. This is very near where Andreae Lloyd's body was found. But today was about remembering her as a mom, as a cousin and a friend, and of course celebrating her on what would have been her birthday.
As a loving, funny little sister, she's going to be missed.
It make us feel like the person she really was loved.
Friends and family of Andreae Lloyd are remembering the mother, the caring healthcare worker who today would have turned 28.
We pray for the best, even at this moment.
And where pink balloons in her honor are now being released.
Our sincere condolences to the friends and family of Andreae Lloyd. May Andrea's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe and see you guys in the next video.